good day guys, welcome back to PJ's. Today I want to have a look at the area of coolant loss or water leaks. You may be experiencing a situation where you're checking your water bottle and you realize you're having to fill up or top up all the time. It may not be a lot of water or coolant that you're topping up, but you're losing it. Now before you even go and think that you have a possible blown cylinder head gasket, you have checked your water bottle. You can see now oil mixing with the water. You have opened your cap to see that it doesn't look milky, and your cap is fine. It's holding pressure. You don't find any wetness around the water bottle. And your radiator, there's no sign of leakage, physical leakage. Your hoses are all fine. You're not seeing any form of coolant coming out of your hoses. Okay, so from my experience, let me show you a few areas where you find those leaks that are actually a bit difficult to detect. Get underneath your car and then you will look behind the block and you will find those sort of circles there. Those are what you call Welsh plugs. They start rusting and you get a leak there very slowly. You cannot actually see the water hitting the ground because of the heat of the block. It basically evaporates. There's 3 or 4 of these Welsh plugs, and if the one starts rusting, it will cause the leak, and then it's advisable to replace all of them at the same time. And then you will also find one of those Welsh plugs on the manifold, the intake manifold. You will find one over there, very smaller one. There is also another area where you get a leak and you hardly detect it. So those also, I'm not sure about replacing those. I know some people just replace the whole manifold. Okay, another area where you will also find a leak and you will hardly even notice it is right there where I'm pointing to now. That is the rubber pipe that runs from the heater pipe, and out of the manifold comes a little pipe which the rubber pipe fits on, and that normally leaks over there. Now you can see I've already done some kind of alteration there because my pipe completely broke off and I had to insert a copper pipe there, and I used Pratley steel to hold it down, and that was like 3 years ago. Well done to Pratley steel. No leaks up till this point. Another area where you get leaks is your pipe that runs from your water pipe to your heater. This is the pipe here, metal pipe. That normally starts rusting from the inside and it starts leaking, and you cannot really detect it because the water just evaporates. Your heater control valve is another area where you can lose coolant. Normally when you put on your heater, then you could have a case of the coolant dripping from the actual heater control valve, but it doesn't even have to be when you put it on. They just drip and you don't actually see those drips coming through because they normally tend to leak there in the center, but they also leak because of cracks in the heater control valve, and they also need to be replaced from time to time because it's basically like a plasticky type of product. You will also find that you could possibly have a leak as the water goes into the heater matrix. Heater matrices, they do leak, and you will have water coming through into the cabin onto the floor at the passenger side, and you're hoping that that is not a leak that you have. And also check your flanges, the one especially that sits on the side of the cylinder head. They start wearing out over time with little cracks. Small amounts of water start seeping out of there. Another area on the manifold is water makes its way through to the manifold from the cylinder head, and there is an O-ring that seals the water in. So if that O-ring goes, you will find water running down onto the manifold and it will evaporate and you won't see that water. Your water pump is also an area where you can start losing coolant. You can see that little hole over there. It starts to drip water very slowly over time, indicating that your water pump is starting to pack up. And also next to the water pump you have another flange there. There you also have some drips that could develop. Those are also items that need to be replaced from time to time. So there you can now see the most common reasons why you have these kinds of water and coolant leaks is because of using just straight pure water. You need to use antifreeze so that it can keep the rust away, and the rust is the thing that damages up the components in the engine. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope these tips will help you sort out your issues with your water leaks and coolant leaks.